What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Panda here, and today we are looking a little more in depth into Artemis. Now, unfortunately, I did not happen to get lucky enough to pull Artemis, but one of my guild members, he's been on the channel before, Squatch, happened to pull him, and not just him, but him at A1. So let's go in and see what we can make him do. And welcome back, guys. So like I said, we are on Squatch's account. You can see it up here in the left. He's a guildie of mine. He's been on the channel before, and he has a pretty busted account. To put things lightly, you can see he's got a ton of A5s, including an A5 Silas Cetrum. He also has things like A4 Comet, just crazy stuff. But what we are really here for on this account is to look at Artemis. There's a couple things I want to look at Artemis about. The first thing is going to be specifically sort of a response to a comment that I received on the video where I went over Artemis's kit. And I kind of want some more clarification from those of you that have him. If you have him at A5, or maybe if you are one of the people that has access to, information from the game, let me know. But I received a comment specifically talking about the Sanguine Tonic passive and his A5 interactions. Now, here is what I understood in the original video. And what I understood in the original video was that this A5 put a heal over time on allies in range for 5 seconds. 30% multiplier per second for 5 seconds, because that's how I understood it to be. Now, this person commented on my video, and I'll pull up the comment here. It's from Jeffrey Gammons 122. So thank you so much for your comment, Jeffrey. I really appreciate it. And he just says, I think you read the kit a bit wrong. The healing multiplier is increased for 5 seconds, and not that there is a heal on them for 5 seconds. And the way that I understand this is that it says here that it applies blood craving to nearby targets, or sorry, nearby allies, and heals them with 180% healing multiplier. And the reason I want to explain to you my reasoning for why I don't necessarily think that what he is saying is correct is because the blood craving lasts for 10 seconds, right? And it increases the healing received by Artemis's basic attack by 30%. And the healing multiplier that heals is not a overtime, it's just an instant heal. Meanwhile, this over here specifically says that it heals allies in range with a 30% healing multiplier per second, lasting for 5 seconds. To me, this sounds like it puts that heal over time, like I spoke about in the last video. However, Jeffrey does bring up a good point that maybe what it does is it increases the healing multiplier for 5 seconds. I'm a little torn because I could see it both ways. Personally, I feel like I'm a little more right, but I really want to see if we can get more hard data on this. Now, unfortunately, Squatch does not have him at A5, so we're not going to be able to test that today, but I would really like to see if you happen to have him at A5, or again, if you're one of those people that happens to do any like data mining or anything like that, and you happen to have this information, leave a comment down below. And before we go any further in the video, guys, really would appreciate it if you guys could like the video, let me know that you liked this content, and hit that subscribe button. We are trying to make a really big push to 5,000 subscribers, and every subscriber counts. We have grown a couple more subscribers over the last couple days, and I'd like to keep that going. But let's quickly dive right in to playing with Artemis. So first things first is I want to talk about his gear. So this is the gear that he was put into. I'm not going to mess with the gear that he was put into by Squatch because I don't want to mess up his account. But this feels like it's a pretty easy enough build. It doesn't look like it's anything super crazy. We've got a good number of healing effect. We've got some okay attack speed, a pretty large chunk of attack. I think the crit rate could be a little bit lower. I kind of would like to see, more crit damage built in to the kit. But you can see, I mean, the pieces he has are pretty good. But like this piece is really good with that huge attack and huge healing effect. You know, this one could maybe be swapped for something else, right? Like maybe we could get rid of the crit rate and put something else in there with some like attack speed or, you know, something like that, right? So there's a lot of things that could be changed about this build because we are sacrificing some crit rate here because we are over that 50% cap. However, this is only during his ultimate, so, you know, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it plays through, but ultimately, I do really, really like this build. It's a pretty good sort of, you know, average build. I don't think it's anything super crazy, but it does have some pretty good RNG with some really good purple rolls, a couple gold rolls, etc. So we'll kind of see what that does. And then for the artifact, we are using a Keen Wisdom. I do think that this is possible to put something else on him. Like, for example, I don't think he has one. Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't have one, so Keen Wisdom is definitely the play. But if we were to be able to get our hands on, and we'll pull it up here just so you guys can see, well, maybe we'll get it. Come on, give it to me. Oh, well, I got him a mythic, so he can't complain, right? But if we were able to get our hands on a golden scarab, for example, I think this would actually be really, really good on him, because it gives him that attack that we get from Keen Wisdom, but also gives him that really good amount of rage regen, which would work really nicely both with the Soulbound Arcana set, but also with just being able to deal damage over that, you know, strong period of time, which would be really, really nice. So today's video is going to be all about the gear raids. I want to test him in gear raid 1. I want to see how well he works. And yeah, we're going to go in on stage 21 and we're just going to give it a try. And, you know, see what we can do. So let's do this. Let's go ahead. Let's remove Boreas. Yeah? Let's remove Boreas and let's put in our boy Artemis. And then, let's see. Does he have... He has a lord, doesn't he? Let's see. Where is the Lord Morrigan? Alright, here. Let's do something crazy. I'm gonna swap around a couple different things here. And we're gonna see if this works out nicely. We'll swap that... We'll put Boreas back in, and we'll put Ardea back in. So here's the team we're gonna run. I haven't tested any of this at all. I maybe should have tested it before going in. So you guys are gonna see my like first live reaction. I don't even know if half of these champions are geared, but let's just dive in. Let's see what we can get rolling. Here we go. Let's see what he's capable of. I think we are going to start with with someone to kind of handle the stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put Ardea down first because I feel like that's like a smart thing to do because I want to give us a good sort of like baseline. And then we'll go ahead and do this. We'll place him down. We could probably speed it up a little bit at least. Okay. And then I think what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and place Boreas onto the board. We'll get some damage going out. Just kind of want some passive damage coming out here, right? I don't want to go super crazy, but here comes the first ultimate. We're going to use the first ultimate and see what he is capable of doing. So here comes the damage. All right, that's pretty good damage. I mean, 90 to 100k per hit is really, really nice. I am very much enjoying it. I think that is a good, solid set of damage. Of course, we are going to make it even better by throwing in this right here. We'll also go ahead and throw down Cyrus, just so we can get lots of stuff. We'll go ahead and pop Boreas here too, just to kind of clean up what we haven't been able to do so far. And then we can, let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's go ahead and do this. Go ahead and throw this down. I don't remember what his ultimate does. It just summons another fighter. Okay. Not super worried about that right now. I do want to get down our Leia here just so we can get that rage regen pumping. Alrighty. We're going to wait a little bit longer here. We're not going to pop the ultimate right away because we do want to actually have lots of enemies like in range before we really do much. I think we're actually just going to leave it like right here. I'm not going to put anyone else on the field because I really want to get a feel for like what he's capable of. So here we go. We're going to pop this and we're going to pop our Artemis down and let's see what this damage is like. Yeah, that's pretty good damage. I think I'm seeing 120k. There's 180, 200k. That's really, really good damage. I'm really liking that. Let's keep up with the rage regen for Artemis. I pretty much am trying to basically make it so he's like the main damage dealer here, right? So we're going to pop this, and here comes Artemis doing some good damage. We, of course, have some damage coming from these other people, right? But that's just because I want to make sure we don't fail. So, and we're mainly just using, like, rage regen to basically make it so that we have Artemis's ultimate up, like, very regularly, right? Which is kind of the main goal here. All right, so here we go. We'll pop Dolores and straight into Artemis, and here comes big damage. Here we go. We'll pop Leia for some more rage regen. This is pretty good damage overall. I mean, it's definitely not bad. I am slightly concerned that using him as a single damage dealer is definitely not going to work super effectively because you are relying specifically on his ultimate to deal damage, right? Let's go ahead and pop Boreas just because I don't want to fail. And then we got the combo coming up here. There is Dolores into the Artemis. And now we should be good. Now it's just down to basically just the boss. Oh no! That was weird. Everything's still recording, so we're good. Alright. Alright, now we can see the actual damage he's doing, right? So, yeah, we're getting some good damage. 218k, I think I saw in there. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. We'll go ahead and just finish him off here. Pop some stuff. Finish him off. Can't connect to network again. What is going on? My internet just dying? Weird. Hopefully we're able to finish so we can actually see the numbers. That would be really awkward if we were not able to see the numbers. Come on, game. Let me see the numbers. I think my game is broken, which is a little bit of a big oof. That's for sure. Let's see if we can fix it here. Do that. One of those. There we go. All right, we're good. We're good. We fixed it. Everything's okay. Maybe. Hold on. We got the spinning wheel of death. Come on. Come on. I'm not even going to, like, edit this out because this is funny. There we go. All right. We were able to successfully get that completed. Let's go look at the damage and see what we were able to do. All right. Well, let's sell some gear here, too. And we'll sell that piece. And, yeah, that's not that great. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, so that's not bad. You know, he did some decent damage. I mean, I will say, right, Ardea's damage that's what Ardea is going to do every time, right? Because her ultimate's automatic. You know, we couldn't do anything about it. Boreas' damage, we only used his ult twice, I think, and he's still doing some crazy damage. But it is really good to see though that Artemis can actually put up a good chunk of damage and also does a very large chunk of healing, which is really exciting. I do think I want to try with like just him as a damage dealer and kind of see what happens. Let's see what we can do for that. I think like let's remove Ardea and let's put in let's just get some rage stuff going on. So here we got Laurel. We'll put Laurel in. What else can we do with rage? Hollow. We can put Hollow in. Yeah, we'll remove Comet and put Hollow in. Who else do we have for rage? I think that's probably it, right? Play Element. Yeah, I think that that's probably all we got. So let's try it like this. Let's see if we can do it. And we won't place down Vierna or Cyrus or Boreas or anything. We'll just use Artemis as the single DPS. And let's see if he's capable of doing it with the sort of mid-level gear that we have on him at the moment. Yeah, we're gonna put him up top. I think we'll be fine up top because we have a ton of heals, right? So let's go ahead and do this. And then we're gonna put Laurel here, maybe? Or no? We'll put Dolores here. Yeah, Dolores will go here. Laurel will go here. And then we'll pop Artemis. We'll pop this. Big damage. Something I did just realize, though, is I'm not going to be able to actually have like 100% uptime on Hollow, right? Because we're going to basically swap her in and out for Laurel, which I think is fine. Like, I'm not super concerned about it working out well. Or that's not what I meant to say. I'm not super concerned about not having her on the board 100% of the time. Because I don't really think it's like super necessary, if I'm being honest. Do this, drop this, go ahead and pop that just to build more stuff. But yeah, I mean we're doing damage. I mean we're getting good chunks of damage out. I actually wonder if Laurel's maybe not even necessary. I think that this comp right here actually might be enough. Let's try with just this comp. I think that this could actually work really well. Just because we have so much going on. I am a little concerned that we're not going to have the damage, like, spaced out at the appropriate time frames, right? Like, I think we're going to end up maybe just dying here. But it will be exciting to see what kind of damage he's able to put out, right? Let's throw down our Laurel, remove him immediately. Yeah, so I mean, we're doing damage, right? Like, that's the important thing here is we are doing damage. We didn't clear it, though. So using him as, like, a solo damage dealer doesn't seem like maybe it's the way to go. I am excited to see how much damage he can do, though. Again, remember, this is with, like, oh, wow, that's a good chunk of damage for sure. That is a good chunk of damage. I do think you're gonna need a secondary DPS for sure. Let's try it. Let's try it, and we'll just use Vierna as our second DPS. She's geared. Squatch, why is your Vierna in Infernal Roar? What are you doing? Me sitting over here judging. I appreciate you letting me use your account, Squatch. Don't be mad at me. Okay, let's try this again. So let's drop down our boy Artemis here. And then we'll do kind of the same thing. And then I think instead of let's do this. Yeah, so we'll put Vierna with Hollow over on this left side. Or no, we'll do Vierna with Elowen on the left side. I'm sorry, with Elowen on the left side. Because Elowen's rage regen works no matter where she's placed. So I'm not super concerned about her being in, like, you know, the perfect spot. You know what I mean? We'll do this. Okay. And then we will place down our Vierna over here on the left. And then we will place our Elowen right afterwards. 16. Here comes Elowen. All right, so now Vierna shouldn't have any issues with dying. We'll go ahead and pop this and clean up some of those mobs. We'll drop this down. All right. So we're also going to get the Laurel damage boost here too. which is really good. Clean up a ton of those. Here we go. Big damage. Alright, pop the Vierna for some more damage. Go ahead and pop this just as like a extra heal, because our Artemis was getting a little low there. Definitely don't want him to get too low. This is going a lot better, though. Now that we have that secondary DPS, we are getting quite a bit more on the damage charts, which I think is really good. We'll pop the Vierna here to clear. This is good. And here comes this. We're actually just going to go ahead and pop her too, so that we can get the whole squad going. We're going to drop this heal here to keep Artemis alive. Big damage there. Okay, and here comes Artemis's damage again, which is really good. Let's get some assassination there. Pop this down, and we're going to remove her right away so that we can get it back up again. It does look like it's a little rougher than I expected. We're definitely not, you know, I mean, it's definitely clearable if I were to use these other units, right? I'm doing it with like minimal placement, so it's 100% doable, you know, with other champions there. But that was a lot better. That was a lot better. And we're getting good damage out of him. 114 million damage. Vierna really only was there for the execute. She didn't do an insane amount of damage, which is kind of to be expected, right? Especially when built in Infernal Roar Squatch, you weirdo. But overall, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with that. I feel like, you know, it's actually pretty good damage overall. You know, definitely not mad about it. I want to see if, yeah, he has made his way up into the 21 stage, which is really cool to see that. But yeah, I mean, that's really awesome. I'm enjoying that. I think it's pretty cool that, you know, we're getting another champion to really handle stuff. I think he does really good things. I'm really sad I couldn't get my hands on him, but overall, I think he's going to do really well for a lot of people in Gear Raid 1. Remember, this is stage 21. I was using Power of Dominance only because I didn't practice with the comp. I didn't like mess. This was just, I logged into the account, I looked at the gear, I started recording. So definitely, you know, you would need a little more practice. You would have to place more units down. But I think the fact that I wasn't using the other units kind of sort of makes up for a little bit of the Power of Dominance. But overall, I think Artemis is great here. I'm going to be making a video right after this one for using him in Codex. So definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button if you didn't already at the halfway mark. And check out that video when it comes out. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. That's it for me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.